what do you think? Because this side, this side here, seem to be pro league, pro FKF. What do you think is some of the challenges that should be addressed? Because of course we've talked about it here a lot. That there is a structure issue in Kenyan football. There is a funding, financial issue. The proverbial books you are talking about.
Accountability.
And there's an accountability. What do you think should be that way forward?
I think the way forward is when FIFA is here, it's your time. It's like when your president is here, it's your time to lay down your problems so that they can see on how they can help you. For the first time, I know there's something that is going on that we maybe in 2027 we're going to host. Is it
AFCON?
AFCON. So first of all, it's infrastructure. In 1996, we had the same problem. Like we were supposed to host AFCON, and at the end of it, we didn't have stadiums. And then now, in 2018, I think something came up about that, and then again, we didn't have stadiums. Now, it is time 2027, it's here. We are talking about hosting the
and we still don't
we still don't have the stadiums, whereby if you have a big game that you're supposed to, even the Chan game, you have to go and play in Tanzania, or we could go and play in the neighboring country. So I think those are the things that are supposed to be addressed. And about the books, of course, accountability has to be done. Before anything else, accountability has to be done. Of course, when the stadiums were given to be renovated, someone came and said, now we are okay, we can host games here, and pesa ilikulwa, ama pesa ilienda wapi? Because at the end of it, until now we are saying the stadium are not ready, and there's someone who said the stadium are ready to host what? The games here. So for me, I think the laydown of the infrastructure of the stadiums, the laydown of what is happening now in the league, like how are we going to make our league even being broadcast to other things? Like a lot of things that are supposed, the ban was lifted, but after the ban was lifted, we still have the things that we have to do. Like how are we going to market? They have to learn a lot of things from FIFA. FIFA need to give them tips on how are we going to market our league? How are we going to do this and this and this and that? Because you're the head. Help us to go through all these things that we have here in Kenya.
Gitana, do you think there is hope, especially that we have called it the dream because, like I said, and like she has pointed out, there is no infrastructure. I think the closest place that we could play is Bukungu. But, however, you know, we've mentioned it on this show that it is time that the government takes sports generally seriously, but also football seriously. So now that it has been stories, you know, that's what it has been. Yani ile tu kupigia mbuzi gitaa. Wamesema stadium, infrastructure, we will. When will we? Do you think there's hope that we can actually put our house in order in time to host AFCON in 2027?
The CS was in a certain cup in Western. Probably you can listen to him, and then we
deduce.
Then we can dissect what.
Dissect. All right. If we have the clip, yeah, Babu Nawamba in Western, maybe we can play it. Shashi, let's listen.
African Cup of Nations. Na mimi najua Mumias Complex Sports Center will be one of the venues ambazo teams zitakuwa zinachezea hapa when we host the next African Cup of Nations. Tujipigie makofi. Najua pia tukishirikiana na serikali kuu, we are going to complete Buhungu International Stadium. Tuko na mpango wa kujenga viwanja 14 katika Kakamega County. That is something we are going to collaborate with the national government. Juzi nimeongea na Mheshimiwa Rais wetu mpendwa, akasema is ready to invest 100 million shillings hapa Kakamega ili tuwe na viwanja 14.
That journey starts with a long program which involves developing football from the grassroots and especially at the youth level. We have also set the target of Kenya hosting the Africa Cup of Nations in 2027. That will be part of that program, part of the journey to the World Cup 2030. This will be unveiled officially by His Excellency President William Ruto himself. So this was just to test if we are taking football to the grassroots, what should we expect? What kind of talents are available here?
Okay, what kind of talents are available? This one, Stephen Chitera, if there is an ambassadorial post you have, is the ambassador of grassroots football.
Grassroots football.
We've talked about it so much.
Yes, and you can clearly see what the CS is doing, taking it from the grassroots, coming up. And I believe it's possible. 2027 is how many years away?
3, 4?
3, 4 years.
Let's say 3 because we don't count 27.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Let's say 3. If the government is serious and let's say the retired President Uhuru Kenyatta did so much in as far as the road network is concerned, then the biggest mathematics or the legacy I would hand to President William Ruto is sports. If he can identify 4 areas where he can put up state-of-the-art stadia, and you realize Kenya is a sporting nation, from athletics, football, rugby. If he can put up 4 stadia, I think combined with the national stadium in Tanzania, we can host the 2027 AFCON. It's possible. It may seem to be a very wide dream, but I support the CS. It's very, very, very possible. Number one, as you said, the FIFA team is in Kenya. There are some issues that are yet to be resolved. Remember, the FIFA ban was lifted. FKF is back in office, but I would say it's not a complete FKF. We have the president still out on some charges. The acting president, who is the deputy FKF president, Petra, is running the federation. But we have not seen her actively doing this job. So I believe FIFA has to sort out that mess in the FKF so that we have a team that will run football without any problems emanating from outside. And to me, let me support this dream. I love football. We can do it. Kenya has talent. I once again repeat it. Go to the grassroots. If you went to that match at Mumias Complex, the stadium was full up to 7 p.m. Into the night. That shows you that Kenyans have appetite for football. We love football, but we don't have the environment where we can express our love. You cannot express the love of football on the streets. It can only be done in the stadium. So if there is this one thing that the president can do, and I'm happy, he has been quoted by the governor, Kakamega,
the governor, yes,
that he has promised some cash to put up stadia in Kakamega. He has been quoted by the CS, Ababu Namwamba, saying that this is a project that the president will launch.
Yeye mwenyewe.
Yeye mwenyewe. And I believe this can be a very big legacy for the president if we can host the AFCON 2027. Then that propels us to World Cup 2030. It's possible. So
how many years is that? Yeah, it's enough.
Yeah, actually we'll have achieved some of the Vision 2030 that we laid into that roadmap by the late President Kibaki. Is the one who put down the vision for this country in terms of economic development, social development, and football is part of the social development. And again, topping up on the economic development of this nation. Well, football is a very big business. If the CS can really take it up and run with it, Kenya will be respected in the continent.
It will.